Let's go ahead and hop in to our semi-finals. It's time for the TVP of the century, of the millennia. In the lower right-hand corner of Dragon Scales, representing Dragon Kitesy Gaming, it is herO, the many-time winner of the KSL. His opponent in the upper left-hand corner, representing the Shopify Rebellion, does have, I think, one KSL win under his belt, but hasn't played in quite a while. Looking forward to see him back here. He's been looking strong so far. It's ByuN. Took down Future in that last match, but we've got a bit of a different player here. You know, plays a different race. Very different play styles. One of the strongest players in the world. Both of these guys. That's why I'm excited. That's why I'm excited. Turns out both of these players are pretty good. KSL looking very stacked this week. A lot of really sick players. I'm really excited to see ByuN come back and play, though. Again, we got the big SummerSlam in just a couple of weeks. Not even, it's like a week and a half at this point. So really looking forward to that. ByuN trying to get some points today and hold on to his number 8 seed into that tournament, because he hasn't played for so long. He was in danger of getting knocked out of the top 8, but looks like he'll be able to hold on. herO already 100% guaranteed to be seeded into that tournament so far. Just while we are getting into the opening of this game here, Dark, herO, Classic, Solar, Gumiho, and Maru all have enough points to guarantee themselves in to the top 8 of the SummerSlam. They will all get seeded in. Cure and ByuN kind of on the edge. I think they're likely to be okay, though. ByuN gets some points here. Cure is pretty far out of reach for most of the players. I think unless Ragnarok wins next week, or if Estrella does very well today. If Estrella does very well today and next week, I think he could catch up to Cure. But in any case, a lot of very strong players here. I'm super stoked for that tournament. I feel like I talk about it too much, but I'm just so excited. I'm so excited to see these guys go up against each other. It's the biggest tournament I've ever put on. Shout out to everybody who's helped make it a possibility to get all these wonderful players every week. Thanks to the Patreon and the Match Arena support. Everybody who covers these tournaments. I know we have a lot of people who post YouTube videos, people covering them live, Duckling, Steadfast right now. Had a number of the biggest casters, the biggest YouTubers in StarCraft casting these matches and enjoying them. I'm just stoked about it. But alright, enough about that. Enough gushing over the lovely viewers and community members. herO going for the Oracle, kills that Hellion. Hellion did get a cheeky probe kill. Follow up here, pretty standard for ByuN. There's a Phoenix coming out. herO could go into a few Phoenixes, and that could be pretty nice against the Raven that ByuN is getting. Ooh, but he cancels the Phoenix, goes straight into Blink. Straight into Blink. That's a third gateway. Wait, is there a fourth gateway being made? Why am I? Oh, okay, there it is. Wow. Thought those were some units out on the map. No, 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 that's a gateway out on the map. Okay, hero's going to be putting a lot of pressure on right now. The tag from the Oracle. Just keeping an eye on what's here. Blink is still a bit away. In the meantime, this bunker should hold pretty decently. ByuN has quite a few Marines out. But I don't think he's sussed out exactly what's happening. He just hasn't gotten any scouting in a while. So far, hasn't really seen anything other than the Oracle. Honestly, herO going for Glaives in 2023 would have been kind of insane. I would have loved to see it there. I feel like when herO first came back, he did some Glaives builds, but that was his thing. I feel like for a while, wasn't it? Before he went to his military service, I feel like herO was the guy who would just go Glaive Adept all-ins against not just Terrans, but Protosses too. I have a very distinct memory of him fighting against maybe his creator, another Protoss, and just trying desperately to all-in with Glaive Adepts like 8 times until it finally worked. Auto turret gets some kills, but here come the Stalkers. They're going to stop combat shields, but Stim is still on the way. Cyclone gets a good lock on, does a lot of damage. A couple of Stalkers might go down here. herO obviously has great blink control and is going to get 8 SCV kills in the meantime, but he does lose 3 Stalkers, takes a lot of hit point damage on the other ones. Marines in the meantime trying to stop more SCVs from going down to the Adepts. herO wants to try to dive on top of this bunker. He is going to jump in here. ByuN pulls back a little bit, needs to be careful. Targets on the stasis trap and sends these Stalkers packing. Is there still a Raven alive? It looks like that Raven might not exist anymore. Got taken down. So no more probe kills possible on the other side of the map. ByuN only down a few workers, though. He actually has quite a bit of bio. His economy is pretty solid. herO has the 3rd base up and running, which is a problem for ByuN. But so far, I think he's held quite well. I was actually really worried here for ByuN, but he's got a lot of stuff. And Stim is done. He's got medevacs out. These Stalkers actually can't do this anymore. And as we see right there, I think 4 more Stalkers just went down for a supply depot. But herO, he's a little bit sneaky, a little bit cheeky. He's going to just bust in, gets a few SCV kills, blinks out. ByuN's army, though, feeling quite strong. If +1 is done, Stim is done. He's got medevacs out. And I feel like ByuN needs to push across the map. He's about to have concussive shells. These Stalkers got to be so careful from herO. He is going to be able to pick off a couple Marines. The bio tries to stutter step forward. More bio coming into play. All the Stalkers are over here now. Nothing can blink into the main base. And ByuN recognizes that. He's just going to push out, pushes the Stalkers all the way back. The Stalkers want to try to pick off some of these units. More medevacs coming out, but these medevacs are very low on energy. So they're not going to be able to heal all these units up to full. It's going to keep ByuN's army in a bit of the autumn colors here. Lots of yellows happening. As I say that, it's starting to turn into the greens. Ooh, and down goes the Oracle as well. herO doing a good job keeping these units back with a small Stalker warp pin. I'm really surprised ByuN pulled all the way back. I feel like that is your opportunity to push that army supply just so heavily in favor of ByuN, but he pulls back. He's getting into a Ghost Academy. His 3rd CC is finishing up. And even though herO is up in workers, he's had that 3rd base for a while. ByuN's mining isn't really that far behind, and he's going to be able to catch up when he takes that 3rd base. The Stalker's not going to be quite as useful at these little hit and runs, so it is going to come down to some of the charged zealots on the back side of this. I do like that the Stalkers are forcing Stims, though, picking off some units. I think he's gotten a medevac or 2 as well. Well, I think wrong. Hasn't gotten any medevacs. I feel like I'd love to see a medevac get picked off, but so far ByuN doing a great job keeping those alive and actually doing some hot pickups of those low hit point Marauders to keep them alive as well. Oh, the preemptive scan to keep the lock on going. He's going to get the Stalker, and it's enough bio here where the Stalkers are kind of scared. They're like, we'll pick off some units, but herO a little bit worried about his Stalker count here as it's down to just 10. He has lost 19 Stalkers this game. More Stalkers have died than Marines. But it's okay. He's got 20 Zealots. A couple SCVs go down. Oh, it was just the other one that went to try to build that. Stalkers, though, again, they pull this army away, and I feel like herO's going to send this in very soon. He's got some Phoenixes with this as well, and he's going to go for the Prism in the main base. Oh, my God. But this Sensor Shower here just in time for ByuN to spot this pylon. Does he realize that there's units out here, too? I don't think he's going to. He doesn't have any units in the main base to deal with this War Prism. He's immediately going to lift up 3 medevacs worth of units to go up there. But he's got to keep some stuff down on the low ground as well, because herO's coming in with a lot of Zealots. And I think this command center might be forced to cancel. The Sensor Tower getting jumped on. SCV's coming off the line. Oh, the Ghost EMPs are huge here. And meanwhile, the Bio in the main base is dealing with this warp and is going to kill that Prism. ByuN holds on beautifully, but he loses 18 SCVs. Oh, but I think that is well worth it. Look at that army supply, 84 to 29. herO pulls back. He has nothing. He has absolutely nothing left. He's going to send the Zealots forward, but I think that's just it. ByuN's army is too big. He lost a bunch of workers, but he's so good at producing SCVs that really he's not that far behind. herO doing everything he can, just running a few Zealots in, trying to pull this army back. ByuN, though, this time he realizes he is so far ahead. He has that killer instinct. He jumps on top of the Forge, which was at the third base. He can just kill everything here, and GG gets called. ByuN taking game number 1 with a stellar defense there. A lot of Terran players, and honestly, even ByuN sometimes, would have crumbled to that. The Prism in the main, a ton of Zealots, the Stalkers pulling those bio units out of position. Beautiful play from herO. He had it all set up, and ByuN just in a snap handled it. Pulled the SCVs to buffer, EMPs those Zealots. I joined the wrong lobby. Drops the Prism, the 3 medevacs full of bio units in the main to stop the Prism. So I got distracted there. I clicked into Dark's game. Dark's currently playing against Estrella. But we're not casting that one. Casting ByuN herO. Drink some water. Got to stay hydrated. These games are so exciting. Just get all pumped up, get amped up, start sweating. The gamer sweat. You gotta drink some gamer fuel, some electrolytes. It's actually just water, but you know, like gamer fuel or something. I don't know. I don't know what you kids drink these days. I mostly drink water. Big fan of water. I'm also a big fan of these two players. Spawning in the upper right-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have the Red Protoss. For Dragon Kitesy, herO. Played a very solid game, something that would have taken advantage of a lesser Terran, but he's not playing a lesser Terran, he's playing a greater Terran. One of the greatest Terrans. For the Shopify Rebellion, it is ByuN. Previous GSL champion, world champion, champion of our hearts. These two are honestly two of my favorite players. I really enjoy watching these guys play. I root for them constantly. I think ByuN's always been a fan favorite. You know, it's funny, back when ByuN was like winning everything, I wasn't a huge fan. It's not that I didn't like ByuN, it's just that he wasn't the person I was always rooting for. I feel like I do kind of have that thing where I root for the underdog, and ByuN just wasn't the underdog. He was too good. So I don't know. It wasn't until later on that I became a bigger fan of ByuN. And I mean, these days I'm always happy to see his name. You know what really made me a fan of ByuN? Back in the day when Mr. Streamer here ran a $50 weekly tournament that was hard locked to the European server. It's called the Cock of the Walk. And ByuN just showed up to play one day. He just showed. I didn't like message him. I wasn't like bugging him to play, and he finally did. Nope. He just decided one day he wanted to play on the European server. I don't know. He's like testing the ping. He's like, I want to see how it is to play a tournament over there. With 350 ping from Korea. And he just showed up and he just won a bunch of Cock of the Walks. I think Gerald beat him at some point in one of the finals. But that made me a fan. It was right when he came back from his military service, and I think he was just like getting back into competition a little bit. Maybe trying to make a little bit of cash here and there, just playing in whatever tournaments he was awake for. And he just came in. Terrans almost never won that tournament. He just showed up and showed them all how it's done. It's good times, man. ByuN, what a hero. Wait, ByuN's not the hero. herO's the hero. Oh man, Dave Testa. What's up, Dave? Where you at, bud? Where you at? These games are so good, dude. Actually insane. Thank you for resubscribing for 24 months. Do appreciate your consistent love and support. But why aren't you casting the video games? There's so many good ones. And the winner of this goes to the grand finals. So we are almost there. Both of these players have won. I think ByuN won one of the KSLs, but he got to the finals a couple more times, lost to Maru. I think he lost to Maru twice and beat Maru. The one he won? I don't remember exactly. Those are the early days of KSL. herO won a bunch, mostly over Dark. But he's won like 6 KSLs. herO's been away for a while too, though. I feel like herO hasn't played in a few weeks. We did obviously have, Gamers 8 going on, and some players traveling before and after that, trying to take some time off. But a very stacked bracket this week. Just about everybody you could hope for. That's another Blink opener for herO. This time, though, I don't think there's a proxy gate. But we do have a Widow Mine drop out of ByuN. One of the bread and butters of Terran play. And he does these a lot. He loves his Widow Mine drops. With the Observer out, though, I feel like herO might not take too much damage to this at all. What's happening? Yeah, the third base is spotted there by ByuN. He just decides to leave, I guess feeling like he wasn't going to get that damage, and he goes over to the corner with his medevac. I feel like that's a good idea, weirdly, but I don't know what made him make that call. Maybe just the presence of the pylon here, spotting that medevac. Blink is done. herO could have stopped that. I think he might have been able to jump on that and kill it if that medevac tried to go in there. So ByuN, I guess, will just hold it in the corner for now. Oh, and a very quick storm out of herO. I do like this move. I love quick storm against bio pushes, and it looks like ByuN is going to go for a bit of a push here in a little while. He's got stim about halfway done. He's got a siege tank out. Oh no, what is happening here? Oh, this is actually terrible positioning right now for ByuN, and I don't think he's realized it. You can't land a building on this tech lab. You just never see this. The tech lab and the reactor right next to each other. It's so that he can swap back and forth with the factory very easily. Bit unfortunate there for ByuN. Gonna have to just kill that tech lab. But he's gonna go for a push. Yeah, I love quick storm against this. Is there a high Templar out gathering energy? There's 4 out. Oh my god. And it's not just gonna be defensive against the bio. This is a storm drop. herO, you beautiful human. No! Okay, he plays it safe. This is the better choice. He's gonna try to get the storms on this bio army with the prism. Oh, the medevacs are gonna spot this prism though. They're gonna be like, hey, what's this prism doing in the middle of the map? I think there are a couple other high Templars somewhere. Yeah, just with the army. The prism just gonna fly on home. Okay, that is the safer choice. ByuN, he's gonna push down here, take advantage of the Reaper wall from earlier. I don't see this happen very often, but this is a really nice move. Not as nice as those storm drops, though. So many Marines going down. And suddenly this bio army feels paltry as the medevacs get plugged on the storm. And this just gets completely wiped. What a fantastic fight there for herO. Cleans up everything in ByuN's army and just heads straight to the other side of the map. Beautiful trades. A few probes did go down. Looks like it was an auto turret getting dropped. But that's not going to slow herO down. herO's going straight to the other side of the map. He's breaking 100 supply. He's got more storms available, and I mean, there's no tank here. It's just going to be a bunker, a blink on top of it. Down it goes. Where are the storms? There they are. Beautiful storms. Morphs those High Templar into an Archon as well. Get a little more damage out of them. Oh, and a blink forward with the Widow Mines. Some good pickups there from herO, but I think a couple of Stalkers did go down. He's going to keep pushing forward, though. 26 SCVs have died, and I think with this, ByuN is going to die. It looks like might be going to a game 3. 11 probes going down to the triple Widow Mine drop, but it is not going to be enough. herO pushes through into ByuN's base, into his face. Just gets right up in there. It's like, what are you going to do about it? Huh? Huh? And ByuN, he like taps out. It's like, fine, GG. Jeez. You got to be all up in my face. That's what just happened, metaphorically speaking. But that means we get a game 3 between these guys, which is very exciting. This is the semifinals. It is a best of 3. So we are on match point, the rubber match, the ace match, you might say. The winner of this moves on to the grand finals. The other side of the bracket right now, as we load into this, just to keep you up to date, Dark and Estrella seem to still be going at it. Classic is waiting in the semifinals for them. So one of those 3 players will be making it through to face one of these guys in the finals. Not a bad list of players. In fact, an excellent list of players. An A list of players, you might even say. Speaking of A-listers, if they were movie stars, this would be Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. If this was also like 2003. Spawning in the upper right-hand corner of Altitude, it is Dragon Kites and Gaming's herO, who is definitely Brad Pitt in this scenario, but like a skateboarding Brad Pitt. His opponent in the lower left-hand corner, definitely more like, yeah, that 2003 Angelina Jolie, maybe like Gone in 60 Seconds Angelina Jolie with the blonde dreads. That is definitely who ByuN is. You think ByuN is Brad Pitt? You know what? You might be right, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it a little bit more, ByuN's definitely Brad Pitt. Because you know what? ByuN likes to banter. And we haven't seen any today. I think ByuN might be a little tired. It is early for him over there. It's only 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But he's a gamer, so that's early. He likes to banter, and I feel like Brad Pitt has good banter. You know, I'm thinking like Ocean's 11, Brad Pitt, right? He's got the cheeky lines. He's got the banter. herO, though, as discussed previously, has a skateboard, which means he does cool stuff. And Angelina Jolie was in Tomb Raider, and there was cool stuff in that movie. And therefore, herO's Angelina Jolie in this situation. You're absolutely right. Thank you for correcting me. I had it backwards. I was a little confused, but I'm glad we sorted it out. I don't know where to go from here. I don't know how to segue into casting this game of StarCraft. ByuN opening up, no Reaper, just getting into the Marines. Not too crazy here. herO's wall. I don't like herO's wall at all. And here's why I don't like herO's wall. There's a couple reasons. One, the Reaper could just jump up here and it has look at all this free real estate for the Reaper to like see what's going on. Obviously there is no Reaper, so it doesn't matter in this situation. But 2, it's way too easy to get a unit trapped in here by accident. Like, I don't know about you guys. I get units trapped in weird spots all the time. I'll accidentally rally my building out here somewhere, and suddenly I have a stalker caught in here, and that's when the push happens, and I just have like 2 of my 12 army supply just stuck in my main. herO, probably not going to let that happen, but I feel like we've seen weirder things from pro players than a unit get caught in a bad Reaper wall. I just don't like this setup. You're also not maximizing the pylon radius here, you know? It's an interesting choice for sure. Looks like another Widow Mine drop out of ByuN. Last time, just didn't end up doing much. Until way later on, there was a Widow Mine drop that did great, but would love to see this one actually go in and actually commit to a mine drop. Bunker going down. ByuN, I guess, a little bit worried about some pressure at the front. I do like a bunker here if you're going just for the Marines like this, but feels a little bit late. I feel like herO would be there attacking already, so I don't know. herO playing pretty defensively at the moment. I think it's just a 2-gate robo opening with Blink. Yes, indeed. Which means the third base could be on the way soon. And again, ByuN's medevac going to be spotted by the third base. This time he's going to dive in. Whoa, but Blink is done. So he swerves away. Good choice. Because those stalkers were ready to blink on top of that medevac, I think. Blink also means you can just dodge those Widow Mine shots a little bit more easily. herO looks like he wants to maybe put some pressure on across the map. But right now he's just going to take a third. Trying to keep an eye on this medevac, which is again going to go hide in the corner. Now, here's my question. Did that medevac last game end up doing anything? Because the mine drop that happened later on in the game was a 3-mine drop instead of the 2-mine drop. I don't know if ByuN ended up actually using that medevac in the last game. But I don't know if that's going to matter too much in this game. herO going for the exact same opening. I love this. So I don't know. I talk about it kind of a lot. Zest used to play like this. Zest used to play very quick into charge and very quick into storm off the back of the Blink Stalkers, right? He would get into storm quickly. Raven not getting damage done this time. Good recall there. Very fast recall out of herO. Zest would get into the storm quickly to kind of deter the quick bio pushes that a lot of Terrans, especially at that time in the meta, 2-base bio pushes were so popular from Terran. And storm just dominates that kind of play. The tanks do make it a little bit more difficult, but we've already seen herO use those warp prisms to great effect, dropping, getting the storms off before the tanks can kill those High Templar. He's just so quick, so fast, and so precise. It's going to be tough for ByuN, I think, to fight against something like that. But he is just going for a third CC. ByuN does not have to push. He can just kind of chill. He's brought the Raven home. The medevac is, well, it's just chilling out here with the Observer. They both just got some units hanging out. Here's going to fly the Prism into the main base. This time, it's not a Storm Drop. I'm very sad to report. Would have loved to see a Storm Drop come in here. Just going to be a few Zealots, possibility to warp in more. Units getting lifted up and brought home here for ByuN. It looks like it's going to be enough to at least drive this away. A couple SCVs going down. ByuN does have a push, though. He wants to push forward. There's some High Templar here. Storm is about to finish, but it's still 13 seconds away. Good stim forward. Gets a High Templar. The other one going to stay alive thanks to that shield battery. This Raven is in big danger of getting fed back. It won't quite die if it's at 100, or if it's at full energy. It won't quite die. It'll be closer to death than ByuN wants it to be. The Prism goes back into the main base. There are a few Marines and Marauders here that are just going to stutter step against this. Force herO to pick up. And that Marine dropped out like, I'm going to get you, Prism. Well, now it's herO's turn to push. He's like, I'm not going to let you take this third so easily. I think I can put some real pressure on. He's got the Prism here. He's got the High Templar. They're a little bit lagging behind. Oh, but the tank's very vulnerable. Anti-armor missile on the Stalkers. Those are going to go down in a flash. But the Bio needs to be careful about the storms. I think herO might have to back up. He kills the siege tanks. The shutdown goes down on the Warp Prism, which does buy some time where there can't be any warp ins here for herO. But he's just going to warp it a bunch more Stalkers and keep that pressure on. I don't know if I like ByuN all the way up the ramp like this. It's going to be so hard to push down that ramp against Storm, but he does have a Ghost coming out already. Bunker goes down. Big stim. There's the big Storm on top of the ramp. Here decides to pull back, though. Ghost can make a huge difference here. herO's army with Storm and without Storm are... Man, those are two different armies. I think the Observer going to finally go down, but the Widow Mines get picked off first. So it already did its job. High Templar coming back up. Another big storm there. Sent ByuN back. He's got quite a lot of bio, though. Oh, and the Ghost does come out. Hits and EMP. I don't know how good of an EMP, but it looks like there's no storms at the moment at least. The medevac energy, though, feels very low here for ByuN. His army is so in the red and yellow. Just doesn't have a lot of health, and that's going to mean this High Templar could land a juicy storm. EMP. EMP takes that storm away. Takes a lot of the shields away from this army as well. Needs to be super careful. ByuN is actually up an army supply right now. The zoning storm here is really nice, allowing those stalkers to pick off a couple marauders. Dive forward. Widowmine gets killed. Viking's gonna land here. Just try to push this back. SCVs get pulled off the line. I don't think there is a storm available. And this bio army from ByuN is super strong. It's starting to chew through those zealots. The Immortals on the back line's doing okay, but they're gonna get killed as the stalkers blink away. 14 SCVs go down, but ByuN is only 5 workers behind. Again, he's so good at making workers that it feels like he can just afford to lose a bunch. And he's fine. He's just been making them this whole time. It's cool. And now his army supply is double out of heroes. This is feeling like a repeat of last game. The quick storm, not last game, was that game 1. The quick storm I feel like is so sick for herO, but I think he might have pressured a little bit too hard, a little bit too long. Once the ghosts come out, storm really falls off in quality. And behind this, he is getting into double disruptor production. But in the meantime, this 4th base is not gonna last. And those disruptors are not out yet, so ByuN is taking advantage of this, trading with these zealots, dodging the storms. Oh, this is looking very good for ByuN right now. He's up a lot of supply. Disruptors might not be enough. This 4th base is going to get canceled. Honestly, I feel like ByuN should keep on pressuring. I wouldn't hate to see drop in the main, pressure at the 3rd base, but he is playing it carefully. The disruptors are out now. And while ByuN splits are usually very good, even just one little mistake and these disruptors can just end your whole day. Stem a few units forward, try to get on top of a disruptor. He does get one. Another one pops out though. herO sends another Nova forward. ByuN keeping the pressure on though. He's still up 40 supply. Oh, disruptor. Nova does not connect. Neither of those disruptors connecting. Well, the zealots did a good job in the meantime. The overcharge is not enough to keep those stalkers alive. The bio army just pushing through. And again, ByuN is up at 1-1 to just the +1 of herO. I feel like playing this heavy on gateway units, you need that double forge. And herO just not able to get a foothold in that game. ByuN takes the 2-1 victory. Stops the quick storm. He says, no. Quick storm is good. I'm just going to have too much stuff. And both games 1 and 3 sacrificed a ton of workers to take a decisive victory and counter push across the map. I cannot think of a clearer example of one of the basics of this game and how economy and army interacts. Beautiful series from those two. ByuN gonna be the one to move on though. herO getting knocked out in the semifinals.